So as you heard, Donald Trump has responded to last week's adverse Supreme Court ruling with a new plan for a 10% global levy. That came into effect today. Most Canadian goods are exempt due to the Canada-US-Mexico agreement on trade, but some are not. And my next guest, Blair Nadeau, is a small business owner in Brampton, Ontario. She sells bridal veils and accessories, and those bridal veils are not covered under CUSMA. Blair, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Arthi. It's nice to meet you.
I'm so happy that you're able to join us and just to offer our viewers some clarity on how these tariffs had been impacting you, and now new ones come into effect today. What's the difference for you and your business? What has it been like?
It's been a roller coaster ride, to be completely honest. Starting in August, it's just been every day's kind of been a different adventure. In August, I had to increase my prices on my veils by 50%. So it's really hindered. I used to sell 2 to 3 veils a week to the States. Since August, I've only sold about 4. So it's been a really, really big detriment to my business.
So now that these new tariffs are coming into effect at a much lower rate than previously when you're talking about what you saw back in August, what are you anticipating, and how has your business been able to reflect those new numbers?
Well, I'm just putting the numbers into effect now. I've spoken with my shipping companies yesterday, and they gave us kind of a rundown on how things are going to work. So as of tomorrow, my shipping costs, my tariff costs are going to be down to about 15% when all the numbers kind of roll in with brokerage fees and all the shipping fees and whatnot. So hopefully this will bring my customers back, because it is a much easier number to absorb than 50%.
So to a degree, certainly you were happy to hear that U.S. Supreme Court decision. I'm wondering whether or not you've heard at all from any of your previous clients or customers and what they thought about all of this when you first had to increase your price, and how are you getting the word out to them now that you're able to sort of roll back a little bit, so to speak?
Well, I'm definitely going to be putting a lot of announcements on all my social media platforms as of tomorrow, as well as my website, just informing my customers. I love to be transparent with my customers. I've been transparent with them since day one. Some customers have definitely followed me through this journey and have made purchases regardless of the cost of the tariffs, which has been amazing. And some of them are coming back to me now and asking, how is it going to be going forward? So I'm definitely working with my customers directly to ensure a smooth transition and to ensure the most cost-effective way to get their veils to them for their weddings.
You know, when we take a look at that Supreme Court ruling, it essentially said that the U.S. president overstepped his powers when using this particular tool in order to impose these specific tariffs. So to that end, if it is deemed that they were not valid, are you seeking a refund for the amount that you may have had to swallow in terms of loss or paying for those tariffs over the past several months?
Absolutely. So I do work with freight forwarders, so they are going to be the ones that are going to have to pursue the refunds. However, I'm hopeful that they will give those refunds back to us, and then I can pass those forward to my customers. Because at the end of the day, it was their money. They were paying for the tariffs. I did absorb some of the fees, but whatever they absorbed, I want to pay that back to them.
So you passed on those fees, but certainly you say that you saw a reduction in business when it comes to American customers specifically. I want to ask you finally, because, you know, as someone who is having to navigate these shifts in policies every day, you called it a roller coaster off the top. How challenging has it been for you to get a handle on what rules apply to you and your business?
It took about 4 months. My partner and I, we went through the entire charter of the HS codes and CUSMA USMCA to really understand what affected my business, what I was CUSMA exempt on, what wasn't. So it was about 4 months of having to recost all of my products, go back to all my manufacturers, find out what did qualify, what didn't, and really apply that to my business. So it was a very long process. I'm happy that we have the ruling. It was a great learning experience, and it's something that I can apply going forward, but I'm so grateful that this ruling came down.
When we look at the tariffs finally that just came into effect today, those are temporary, as sort of a bit of a stopgap, one might say, for the U.S. president, who says that he intends on keeping tariffs on. So what are you looking ahead to? How are you now planning for perhaps more roller coaster rides?
It's a day-to-day, to be completely honest. I am just hopeful that after 150 days, Congress agrees that these cannot be extended, so we can kind of go back. We don't have the de minimis anymore, so there will always be some sort of tariff applied to my product, but it'll be a lot more absorbable and easy for my customers to stomach a smaller cost, because my veils are only about 6% tariff. So from 50% to now 20% to, at the end of the day, about 6% will be a lot more easier to obtain.
Blair, thank you so much for sharing your experience and your story with us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate your time. That's Blair
Thank you for
Nadeau.
having me.
She's a small business owner in Brampton, Ontario.